Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back again for another video about moving to Orlando.
Today we're talking all about our favorite things living close to Disney World.
There are so many things, and some of which I didn't realize until just recently, just living here over the last 8 months?
I don't know, I lose track.
9 months? 9 months. Holy cow.
9 months.
This year has flown by. Okay, let's just dive right in. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We are a family of 4 that moved our family down to Orlando to be next to Disney World to grow our business, Fantastical Vacations, a travel agency that specializes in Disney.
We moved all the way from Oklahoma, so middle of the country, and came to Florida, and there were a lot of things that we were nervous about before coming, things we were excited about, and now that we've been here for 9 months, I think we can speak a little bit to exactly how wonderful it is.
Just so you know, we live in Windermere, which is kind of north and to the east of Magic Kingdom and all of Disney property. And so we are closest to Magic Kingdom. We can't see the fireworks because of the trees that surround our area, but if the trees weren't there, we could absolutely see the fireworks. We could definitely hear the fireworks, which brings us to our first thing that we really, really love about living here, and that's the sounds.
Oh, I love every night hearing the fireworks. And you know, it was funny, when the parks were shut down during COVID, I heard people that were locals say like how weird it was to not hear the fireworks every single night. And I get that now, because there's times when, you know, we know what time they go off, and there might be a storm or something out and they won't go off at the scheduled time, and we're going, what is happening? Why aren't the fireworks going off?
It really throws me off now that there is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party that are on several days a week. And so those fireworks don't go off until 10:15, which the normal fireworks go off at 9. And so it's like, what is happening right now? But in addition to the fireworks, just listening to the sounds, we're close enough to, depending on the weather and how the wind's blowing, we can hear the boat whistles.
I love that.
Yeah, for the Magic Kingdom area resorts. And I'm really looking forward to, hopefully we can hear the train once the Magic Kingdom train gets going again. So I think if we can hear boats, we should be able to hear the train whistle.
We should be able to hear the train whistle.
Very, very much love the sounds.
Next is the weather.
Yes, we did just make it through a hurricane, so let's just get that out there right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a little nerve-wracking, but we were very prepared, and we ended up okay. So, but we love the heat. I know we're weird, but we work outside pretty much every single day, out on our back porch, and as long as you kind of manage, like, you know, we've talked about it before, going into air conditioning, staying in the shade, having some kind of air movement, like all of that really helps out being able to tolerate the heat.
Yeah, so during summer, it's hot, but we like it. And during winter, it's the most beautiful weather you've ever seen. I mean, it very rarely rains, and it is sunny and gorgeous and very like mild. It's like spring anywhere else. It's very, very beautiful. And then I love the weather in the summer afternoon showers. Like I love the rain when it comes in and blows some cool air in and just cools things down a little bit. So that's pretty nice.
I also love that where we came from before in Oklahoma, you would have very limited true like fall or spring days. And here, like that's our entire winter.
It's like 6 months of spring. Another thing that we love about living here is that everybody wants to come here. And so we are super busy, busier than we ever thought we would be, with people visiting Orlando. Not necessarily to visit us, but it's nice that we can meet up with them for a meal or a drink or just to say hi in the parks. There's so many people that come here all the time, like we can't even see them all. So it's like if we are able to see them, it's great, and there's always someone visiting that we can hang out with.
Another thing we absolutely love about living here is the dining options. First and foremost, pretty much like Disney dining, it's at our fingertips anytime we want. We can get last minute reservations. We can try out new places. We can try out places that we haven't ever been before. We do date nights every week so that we can do our dining reviews. We just love it.
Yeah, all those dining reviews we got with last minute reservations. We were not booking those things 60 days in advance.
Yeah,
so it is possible to get the hard to get reservations that you want by waiting and just checking as you get closer. So there's a tip there.
Yeah.
Also the dining locally, like it is so much better than where we are from in Oklahoma. It doesn't hold a candle to Oklahoma. There are so many amazing restaurants here from. We've got like local pizza shops, we've got Paisanos, we've got Flipper's Pizza, we've got some really amazing like restaurants that we can walk to that are like a little more quick service style. There is a great sushi place we just found, Sito Sushi over in Dr. Phillips. There is a fantastic Mexican food place down the road closer to Aiden's high school called the Gabe Azul. That is a great happy hour. And we love Plant Street Markets in Winter Garden. It's fantastic, a great little food hall and brewery. So
and we're excited to even try more and find more little holes.
There's so many more things to explore. So dining is fantastic.
Next is the lounges. So we really enjoy, and we've always enjoyed taking advantage of the lounges whenever we were on vacation, but now we can do it just as like a quick date night or maybe a pre-dinner drink or something like that instead. And so we love going to Enchanted Rose over at the Grand Floridian, going to Tambu Lounge to get those noodles and pot stickers and bread pudding over at the Polynesian. So there's just a lot of really cool like little spots that we like to
Actually,
go to.
Tonight we're meeting some friends at Geyser Point over at Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
So like we do this quite frequently. And it's really super easier to get to Disney Springs, which has free parking and you don't have to worry about getting let in or not. So they have some good lounge spaces over there as well.
Yeah.
Another thing we love about living so close to Disney is just driving through Disney property. Like we will go for drives just to decompress from the day. And if we're out and about and it's possible to drive through Disney, like we didn't go to Disney, but we could like take a road through Disney to get home, even if it adds time to our drive to get home, we will typically do that. It's just something about being on Disney property in that bubble that makes us happy. And just, you know, we have a Jeep so we can take the top off and the wind's blowing through our hair, we got music on and just driving through Disney, something that we always wished we could do whenever we were living in Oklahoma. It's just comforting now. And being able to do that anytime we want is fantastic.
I love driving under the sign, the, you know, welcome to Disney World sign and all of that. It's just amazing. The next thing we love, it's kind of funny, are the tourists. And I know, like, hear us out on this. Yes, driving can be a little bit crazy. Yes, it can be a little bit crowded, but there's something really cool and special about all these people being excited to be in the place that you live.
Yeah, I mean, just going to the parks, and I'm talking Disney and Universal, and all of the restaurants and resorts and lounges, just going to all these places to not only work, but just to visit, like for fun for us. Like I could see how it could get mundane and old, except for the energy never changes because there's constantly new tourists coming in and they're bringing that excitement and that energy that they are experiencing for the first time or since the last time a year ago or 5 years ago or whenever it was, and everybody's excited to be there, and that is so energizing for us. Like we may hit the same park a couple of days in a row, and both, you know, every day that we go, it's just all that energy around us. It like perks us up and makes us excited too.
Yeah,
so.
And it might even be like one day we were walking on the Grand Floridian walkway and I heard this little kid say, "There's my bird." And it was just a bird that apparently he saw multiple times and had named it.
It was just a white bird. They're everywhere. So
it was just adorable, and like it made both of our nights.
Another thing that we absolutely love about living here with Disney right next door is laid back park days. And I'm talking Disney. I'm also talking about Universal. Like we've got annual passes to both. And so just taking 4 hours to either go and visit for fun or go and either record content or work at our travel agency stuff, just taking our laptops and working in the park is actually really enjoyable
really
for
fun.
us. And it helps us to constantly be thinking about different ways to explore these parks and different amenities and benefits to going to them that we can share with our clients and on the channel.
Yeah, it's nice to not have the pressure to, you know, do everything in one period of time. You know, we go and sometimes we have a plan, sometimes we have some things we want to do, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So it's just really kind of nice. Being the first to experience attractions and new things at the parks. So because we have annual passes at both Disney and Universal, we have had the opportunity to have previews of Guardians of the Galaxy and Remy's, and hopefully whenever it finally opens, we'll have a preview of Tron.
If it ever opens.
Yes.
I'm actually more excited about the train coming back than I am Tron right now.
I I know. So, but we love getting those opportunities. And while we would have had those opportunities back in Oklahoma, it may not have aligned with a trip. And so being able to just be here and know that we're probably going to be able to go and take advantage of it is really, really special.
Well, the opportunities are associated with either DVC member previews or pass holder previews, and that's great. And we had those opportunities living in Oklahoma, but we just never...
Just didn't line up.
You have to physically get here and then buy tickets and a hotel stay. But if you live here, you can pretty much always take advantage of it.
Yeah.
We're always there on the opening day of like Flower and Garden and Food and Wine Festival, like Mickey's Not So Scary. I mean, we bought our tickets to that, but we still went to opening day. So we're always being like pushing ourselves to experience things and then pass that on along to our podcast listeners and our subscribers here.
Our next one is probably one of my favorites, and that is staycations. It is so fun to get to just kind of still have a little bit of like vacation, but here in our hometown where we don't have to necessarily travel, we can just pack a bag and go overnight. So far we've done Pop Century, we've done Fort Lauderdale for a couple of days, and we have upcoming a stay at Aventura over at Universal, and then also at Grand Floridian.
And we were supposed to stay at Sapphire Falls, but a hurricane kind of interrupted that. So I'm very, very much looking forward to a lot more staycations in our future. On that same line of thinking, being halfway between a couple of different coasts is fantastic. I love being in the middle of the state, not only because like when hurricanes come, they tend to die down a little bit before they get to us, as we found out recently, but also we can go east or west and get to either coast. And so beaches are something that we never had in the past. Like our closest beach was Galveston, and that beach is not the best beach as far as like beaches go. We're not really beach people, but that's something that I would like to explore more and just see if we could enjoy it more than we have in the past.
Well, and not being huge beach people, we could even, in the situation that we're in now, be able to get up, go to a beach, spend a couple of hours, and then get in the car and come back home and not even have the added expense of a hotel.
And also being close to beaches means being close to cruises, which being able to take a 3 or 4 night cruise, just driving an hour and 15 minutes to the port, like that's pretty awesome.
Another thing is that being able to go to Disney and Universal, which is 2 of our favorite places anytime we want, means that vacations for us are other places. And that was always a struggle whenever we lived in Oklahoma. We would want to go other places, but we would fall back on, but we haven't been to Disney in, so long. So we wanted to schedule another trip there. So now, we've gone to New York City, we've gone to Boston. We have plans to go to Aulani and to Alaska. And hopefully at one point go overseas to Europe. So, it's just so nice to get to explore all these other places.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we had an idea of a vacation that was not Disney related that we scrapped in order to do a Disney vacation because we're like, wait, we can't. Yeah. We can only take X number of days off of work, and some of those have to be to Disney. Like we have to go back to Disney and Universal. So
it happened more than once.
Being close to Disney also means being close to a ton of other stuff. This is like the tourist capital of the world for the United States. It is where everything is. And I'm talking not only Universal, Orlando, and beaches, but I'm also talking like SeaWorld and Legoland and Busch Gardens and Discovery Cove and all of this stuff that we haven't done yet. We've been here 9 months and we haven't done any of this stuff yet. There's so many things to do. I would like to look at getting scuba certified. We have 2 coasts on either side of us. There are so many things that we can do here that we haven't even scratched the surface. And I think Disney is a huge draw for all of those touristy things because it is so massive and it's like a magnet for all those types of things. And I'm really looking forward to that.
All in all, we love living here. If you couldn't tell, there are tons of things that we just absolutely love about our new home here in Florida, and we are so excited to explore and find even more things that we haven't discovered yet.
If you like watching us, you might also like listening to us. We have a podcast, Addicted to the Mouse, that publishes twice weekly on Sundays and Wednesdays, and we talk all about our adventures in Disney and Universal, everything over there. Check us out.
And if you are liking what you see, please hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss the next video.
And we will see you on the next video.